the Wildcats. They came in strong and ferocious. They clawed apart their victims and they made the first win of today. And unexpectedly, we said they needed to do better. They turned it around. They got the job done. But still, we are in this position with Miramar where it's, at least I would say, it's not as, just like you can say it's as defined as what we've seen from Erangel, right? Erangel quickly became after the first day. Everyone went, yep, this is how it's going. These are the kind of spots we're taking. Then a little bit of contestment. But still here, when it comes to Miramar, there's a little bit of up in the airness with it. We look at our new standings. And look, Riddle still in a good spot. Besiktas as well. K23 stuck into that top 8. Gamerlegion have jumped back up with a fighting chance into it, despite now being in the second place twice in a row. They haven't really had the kind of luck they needed when it came down to these fights, was it? When they get into the 1vx, first of all, they got taken down by Futbolist and stolen away an opportunity there.
Yeah.
And now they've just lost another one out towards our boys in the Wildcats, who are now up in 11th.
That's just how it is sometimes in these games that are in the open. It's just, I mean, when you're running around like a crazy person trying to dodge bullets, I mean, it's especially when you're up against teams that have as good aim as some of these guys do, it's just practically impossible. Sometimes you just gotta kind of forfeit it and say, I'll make the run, I'll do everything I can, but odds are I'm not gonna make it there.
Yeah, it's not always gonna go my way, that's for sure. Now, when we look at how this has been panning out, though, no tag team, Zen, Avangar, even with performances that aren't up to scratch of where you would sit in their position is, they're still able to hold on because they've done enough work overall. Sure. But at least for Zen and Avangar, they're going to be thinking now, okay, that's a couple of times this has happened. What could we change around here on Miramar to make it a better position for ourselves?
Yeah, it's going to be fun to see. And also the fact that we saw some different drops coming in for some of these guys now. We see LXG out immediately and also Besiktas jumping out early. This is a team that we normally see go over towards Impala, and obviously with Impala being far out east and the plane being rather western, they're saying, well, I mean, we ain't getting over there, that's for sure. So they're gonna jump out early and try to take maybe a bit of yeah, they're just gonna split vehicles on the southern side. They know that Zoekt Een Naam will go down towards Valdemar, so no reason to contest them there, but they'll get some vehicles, get looted up, and hopefully for them get a circle going in their direction for once.
Yeah, not be on the crazy rotations all the time. They're about 30 seconds away from watching this circle pop and how it will go down. Everyone's going to go towards majority of the spots they will be able to achieve. I want to see where Besiktas is. Okay, yeah, they've gone down just by Zen. Of all teams for them to pick fighting amongst. Zen will be well aware of this, but they've also got LXG behind them now, which will make it interesting for them.
Like the adaptation from Northern Lights as well. They knew from last game that there was no one landing in Chumacera, and they said, you know, there's no reason to try and stretch it and go towards Los Leones and potentially lose vehicles to Insidegames and take fights there. We know that Chumacera is free. Let's just send it immediately. Now the circle does go down in that direction too. This area of the map, really interesting. Still plenty of cities in the mix. And then, of course, up and around the center point up by Power Grid, you have that entire mountain line from pretty much from over by Monte Nuevo towards Picado and up towards San Martin, cutting off rotations pretty miserably, especially on the southeastern point of it. So plenty different kind of scenarios up for grabs in this one.
Yeah, LXG as well. I want to make sure that they don't find themselves getting split apart too much here. It's a normal, obviously, split they can do, but I mean, with the teams they've got around them, Besiktas and Zen will be fighting off for a lot of space here. And if they don't rotate too successfully here, it's going to be a rough position for them to come into.
I mean, with where they landed and the info that I assume they have off of their jumping, it would be completely illogical to start rotating through Valdemar. You have the guys there, take that eastern bridge, you know no one's down there, get looted up, you're on the edge anyway, stick around there for a while, and then once that second circle pops, that's when you can, if you dare, and if you don't get super hard shifted away from them, potentially try and make a play on the center of the circle.
Yeah, it's all about the timing when it comes down to it, and making sure they have kept that information in their head of where these other teams have dropped nearby. Obviously, they won't know who's who just yet. But K23 walked away with our win yesterday. Had a good few performances on Miramar. 9th place on the previous game, just outside of the points. It's all about what fragging out they can do alongside it. Seekorg again, top 8 twice now. Not bad at all, considering an Erangel was very awkward at times for them.
Yeah. Yeah, they need to get things going here on Miramar. Same thing happening. I keep mentioning it, but that's because it's such a big thing. Insidegames have 3 wins, right?
Yeah.
And they're sitting in 13th right now. They're tied for the most wins so far in all of the in all of Contenders. And they're still sitting in 13th. They really need to somehow, even in their bad games, even when things aren't going their way, they need to find a way to get at least some sort of points.
I respect their confidence and their ability and some of the fights they choose to take, but yeah, at times they take these fights and you say, guys, this is not necessary. You're doing this when there's like still rotation you need to have, and you're fighting when there's still 16 teams up in it, and you're costing yourself a lot of time and effort.
Whether it's like knowledge and the rotations, whether it's picking the right spots to go to, I'm not sure, but things just are not working for them. When they do get the wins, it looks good. They get them with a decent amount of kills to it as well. I believe they had one yesterday with 8 kills, so that's a good showing. Paul Derrick is okay. Resing him from the underworld. That's for see right there. But no, I mean, for Insidegames, they just need to start getting points in the games they don't win. That's got to be their formula. Of course, if you can win the games, that's even better. But get those points in the games even when you don't get to get the best of performances.
Now, Futbolist, they went out in 13th on our first game of today. They were the ones that had a very strong day yesterday. Not what they would have liked to see happen now, but what I don't want to see is them be kind of deterred by that. I don't want to see them say, oh no, we've gone back to it. Like, just stick to your guns, stick to what you were playing. You guys have been able to do well. Yeah. Still the same lobby, still the same players. Work on what you've seen from some of the demos. Understand where you might want to change things up a little bit. But overall, just try and do what you were doing yesterday. Try and make this happen.
Also, K23, we haven't seen a whole lot from them on Miramar, but then all of a sudden, they get themselves that really good win. And then we're like, okie dokie, these guys can clearly, I mean, they can clearly put up a fight here and do some damage. And I'm looking forward to seeing them potentially get some more things going their way. We know Mumino, we know Grax, all these guys are really good fraggers. It's just a matter of getting them to there. And Max is...
Oh, Max is loving life right now.
Maybe Snoopy gets to play around with the M24 this game.
Max Azor is going to be a problem for a lot of teams.
Yeah.
All of that armor to work with, and that big AWM as well.
That is a very dangerous weapon in general. Put it in the hand of arguably one of the best bolt action sniper players in this entire contenders.
Yep.
That's going to be teams losing helmets in this game, that's for sure.
And Avangar will need him to do that as well, to bounce back off of that terrible placement, 16th, and all the players sadly died solo as well. There was never a point where it was even too much of a possibility from a res coming in.
And now, fortunately, I guess you can say they are on the complete opposite side of the circle as to where Besiktas are, so maybe that fight won't happen anytime in the near future. See Simsi trying to rotate through. They are in uncharted territory. They normally land out east. This time around they went west, and they're driving through bullets as we speak.
Simsi's just being cautious, driving forward, making sure he can avoid any bullets coming out towards him. People do know exactly where he is, but at least for now he will escape and survive. He's the last one rotating in though, so if they've been shooting at his teammates, they'll be expecting the final piece to come from this puzzle.
And if you're Besiktas as well, I mean, if the choice is between, do you want to fight off Avangar early, or do you want to fight Zoekt Een Naam early? You're kind of in the, hey guys, can we?
I'd like to make things hard for ourselves.
Can we maybe just not fight teams early? But then again, they do try to take center positions in a circle that doesn't really allow for it if you're getting in there late. And with 2 minutes to go until a new one pops, it is somewhat of a late center rotation.
Now, Avangar have got themselves down. They're sticking up towards the north for the moment, though. They're just outside El Pozo. Oh, sure. What a shot.
So we know Simpson can do it, we know Clip can do it, and now York just comes in there. I want one for the highlight wheel, too.
I think this is just Riddle, man. Like, they must just practice like crazy on doing these nutty shots. Hjort does find himself getting headshot back down. Maxwell's like, anything you can do, I can do better. Leave my teammate alone. But he was a little bit too slow when it came to that.
And right now you see Avangar, they're like, everyone else pretty much, holy
oh no.
Bro starts heading headshots on moving targets there as well. Asterin goes down, so even though Maxisol has the AWM in hand and 19 bullets left with it, things are not going the way they would want it from the start here.
And there is no hope for them to save Azvarin. He was out on his own. This 2-2 split that Avangar do like to do a lot. We see it time and time again as Aros straight onto the Futbolist. It's BCGG ripped out of his car and then taken down for good. Genzo's going to try and turn this around, though. He's got a nade pinned and ready. But there are teams getting closer towards us. You've got no tag team there, and you've got some of the We Need a Home players. Azvarin finally gets finished off, which just means Avangar have got 2 players left alive now.
Yeah, the thing right here is for no tag team, they're 2-2 split. Unfortunately, Futbolist ain't really committing on the push here. We do see O'Connell and Jubsig make their way on up to help. But fortunately, they do get to stall it out for a little while. You can see Arrows and Gibbet, they don't want to go aggressive. They know that they're outnumbered, but now that the cavalry is here, there's a chance of a potential offensive play here.
It's how Futbolists are going to try and deal with this. And No-Tag just needs to be careful because Forza are also taking some shots at a long distance, which means if we move out and when we find ourselves pinned in the open against Futbolist, could this be too bad for us to even worth going for here? It's all about that risk versus reward that we talk about all too often here.
I think Eris just shot O'Connell twice.
Like, he's like, you did this to us. You put us in this situation.
Either was him or Rita, but it did look like it was friendly fire. Circle goes western, and you can see the center dot on where it was previously. All those players from the previous center will have to somehow maneuver through one another and get over to that western side, because there's plenty of room out west, and everyone coming from the east here is going to be a hard rotation for a lot of the teams.
Yeah, we have, again, clusters of team coming from the same direction as Pollard Derek. Actually find Fex from Gamerlegion. They came second place, and now they've been put under pressure straight away, losing one. Genzo had himself very out in the open. Jupsy could land this nade perfectly, tries to get it done. Genzo's trying to throw one of his own. Oh, the damage comes in, but he just about stays alive. The second one's going in as well, but it might have gone too far. Genzo will can heal himself up. And Jupzig, he can't push on this just yet. He knows there's more around it. Aros and O'Connell working their way around the sides, though. Give it, getting up close to him as well. This means Jupzig could keep him very distracted as Mockingjay gets knocked, and now it's all up to Gluttony and Genzo.
Genzo has to hold this angle, but he doesn't have a first aid to work with, and he gets knocked immediately. Great push coming in from No-Tag team. They had such a good day yesterday, and they're getting off to a good start here in game number 2 as well. Immediate 4 kills coming in for them, and most importantly, did not lose a single player in getting them.
And that was a really well-targeted attack there. You saw it, Jupzig, he was the front runner. He was the one willing to go down if it was going to be him.
Yep.
Nades coming out meant that he had to keep the Futbolist players hidden away. And his teammates just worked around the sides, all angles being covered, and No-Tag team just playing it to perfection in that sense.
Now, one team that we haven't really talked a whole lot about, and that's probably because they haven't done a whole lot to be talked about, I guess we can be honest in saying, is Powerful. These guys, they have been in the game for such a long time in PUBG competitively, and I know them all, they're great, great players, but I am really missing some results from them right now.
No, I'd agree. They've had times where you say, oh, look, this is good, but then they always find themselves just outside the top 8, like a 10th or 11th.
Yeah, and they rarely ever get the kills they want to. They did have a good game yesterday, but, I mean, other than that, on the Wrangle as well, it just have not really been shining through the way we wanted them to. They had that one good game, and then immediately after, boom, they go down to a rough placement again. It's just they have a hard time really maintaining their kind of momentum once they do start getting it.
Maybe they need Morpheus to enter the Matrix, grab some help.
Yeah, maybe that's the thing.
Get all the weapons and loadout they needed, and then push into it.
Again. Yeah, they need Neo on the team. Maybe that's why.
Who are we trading out? Who's going?
Well, there ain't no Oracle there, so I don't know. I don't know.
You're the Oracle now, Toby. You're the Oracle.
Proxel, Flibberoo with his vehicle. Fortunately gets to stay put. T-Bone lands himself a shot on towards Perfectix, but no finish off coming in just yet.
Out in the open as well, so risky. There's plenty of XG that can come behind them, and potentially inside games if they went on a faster push round, but they're not going to be moving anytime soon.
So Northern Knights, they're going to make their rotation on out. They managed to get the res on up, and they will be able to, at least it would seem like, get away safely from there. They are far down south, though, and the further south they drive, the further away they're technically going from their two teammates, because they're really, really far out split in that 2-2. Simsy, long-range shots down towards K23. Headshot battle, and they take one each. So I guess that's an even trade going back and forth. New circle, though, gonna pop, and we're going center once more.
Yeah, this has worked out not too badly now. It hard shifted once, now we go up a little bit more towards the middle. Seekorg are inside of it, Zena inside of it, Besiktas, K23. And K23, well, look at the car rammed into Desert, and he's now stuck right in it. Bumper in his face, wheels all over him. And his teammates have got to try and defend him out a little bit here, as Just White is going to do exactly that. Grishka Power finds himself getting knocked down.
I was going to say, I think the good thing right now is that they can't really flush him. I mean, he's kind of stuck underneath that vehicle, and unless if they really commit to it, they can't really get in there and finish him off. So K23 does have a bit of time to work around this one.
Just White's pushing up. Oh, he goes on there in the bike as well. Desert will eventually go down. He tries to stay alive as long as possible. As inside games, they're going to be going up against the Wildcats, our previous winners. Slippy Zerg instantly killed off. But where's his teammates? Who's going to give him some defense here?
There's no one there to retaliate, no one there to help at all. We already had one of the guys knocked on the other side of the road, and he's currently getting rest. So just an unfortunate two-way split that got cut up in the middle. And now they're down to just 2 players for the Wildcats.
K2-3. Everyone is left alive. Completely focused on this house, but don't tunnel vision too much on it. There are other teams around you. Avangar getting closer to this as well. So if they spend too much time just focused on fours, yeah, I'm going to get a little bit scared for them here.
Yeah, they're in a position. I mean, they know they can't really move anywhere, and there's no way in hell they can run up the hill because there will be multiple teams shooting at them then. So all they can do here really is just sit around, chill for a while, and then hope that the next circle either goes straight on top of you or find another way that other teams will prioritize their rotations rather than try and fight you.
So much time being spent. At least they're in the circle as the positive.
Yeah.
This isn't really going to benefit either side.
See teams trying to maneuver around the southern side too. No tag team and LXG coming in from down there.
Ooh,
Good.
nice.
Now coming in towards Hickey, but can they make a push on it here? I feel like it's too it's too. I don't want to say greedy, but it's too dangerous for them to try and push on towards the compound from here.
Yeah, I don't mind them hanging back on it though. At least they're making sure that fours realize this could be too much for them to handle.
Yeah, burn force through them. It's forced them to, well, potentially once that fight does happen up close, to not have that helmet and not have that vest. So apply a lot of damage now if you can. If that circle shifts away, then hope that you will land the shots needed when you have to.
We spoke about powerful and what we want to see better from them. Orcus is going to go and get himself repositioned a little bit here.
Smart rotations coming in from Powerful, and that just goes to show the knowledge they have, the awareness of how to rotate and where to go. Sitting in a good two-way split right now with focus on both sides of the road here.
Yeah, this solid split could work out for him as well. It's allowed him to have all the information to take this compound. Now the rest of the teammates can come over if needed.
Let's see that next circle pop. Where are we going? That nade is going to be right in the money. Hamster gets himself a double down towards Hani and Simpson. And, well, I mean, that's either going to force Clip and York to come down right now and get the help on up, or it's going to force them to go somewhere else. Circle did go up northeast. I just don't see how York can do anything to retaliate on it. He does go for it, but how in the universe is he planning on making this work?
9 health here as Short pulls up on him. Goes in for the flush against Bjorn, trying to make this work, but more shots coming out towards him. Lipson is continuing to do it, and Simsy from the side as well. When you're fighting in this open area, you can expect more than just a couple of third parties in here.
Simsy tried to help, Lipson tried to help, and in the end, York does go down. And, well, I mean, as you can see here, Hamster being greedy for the kills, wants to get them all they need, the points. Now Clip is driving around out in the open, and Hamster being shot from multiple angles, needs to focus his fire here. Solo player remaining.
Hamster has just walked around one of the members, though, from Riddle. So he's going to try and push his way in now.
See Wildcats eliminated there as well. It's going to be them out in 15th place off of a good 24-point win they had just previously. Rough rotations from them coming in on the eastern side. There were tons of teams down there, and it did not make it any easier when they had to move on forward.
Besiktas find themselves getting knocked down from every single side and every angle here.
Yeah, they're split 2-2 in 2 pretty decent compounds. The thing is, their compounds themselves are with such big distance that if the next circle goes toward them, they really have to commit to one of them and have to commit fast. Because if anyone else at this point realizes they're in a 2-way split, I mean, they will have to get pushed upon by somebody.
Who's it going to be now? That'll be the question. Is Clib looking to do what he can do best. He is the only member left alive here for Riddle, but maybe he can do some long-range damage and pick up some additional kills. But Zen, they're going to find no tag. Give it already knocked down straight away, and they are quite far out in the open here. I think Zen is just going to try and pick him apart long distance.
See LXG, they're getting in the battle there as well, and while these guys from Zoekt Een Naam is shooting up, as you can see on the other side, Powerful are indeed making their presence known on the east, or the west make that, sorry. So, a tricky situation for them to be in. And then Hamster and Clip, 2 solo players remaining, just sitting there trying to do anything to stay alive.
LXG, they really want to third party this. They saw the knocks come in towards No Tag, but No Tag, they're not an easy team to distract from these kind of fights, and they were ready for it. They found themselves the first kill, and LXG have taken a lot of damage since then, and now don't seem as confident in pushing up on this.
And the thing is, No Tag has already committed to saying, you know, if we are the edge team this game, we'll just take the fights here, and they're not going to swerve away from it at all. Insidegames trying to get the peaks on over, but they're starting to take fire from multiple angles, and now with the new circle popping in just about a half minute's time, 45 seconds make that. If this one goes north, for all these teams that are down here, it's going to be the toughest of tough pushes. At least for the teams that are north now, having to shift south wouldn't be as hard. But this push would be practically impossible for all of them. Fuse, shots landed, Jupiter goes down, and he gets himself one more.
Really nice there. Inside Games coming into it as well. No tag under extreme pressure as Aros. He's able to land one, but he needs a lot more than that if he wants to be able to help him and his teammates stay alive here. Jupesig's going to be finished off. Fuse is under pressure this time from Zen, and they just continue to try and away at multiple teams here. But no tag team go out in 14th place. They were fighting on multiple angles, but it wasn't meant to be.
Perfect timing for Inside Games, the third party in that one. That's what they've been able to do well. They have never really been the first engagers of fights when they have. They've normally fallen short, and now they do get some points off it, and they need a lot more if they want to make their way out of that bottom 8.
This circle shifted over towards the west. Zen are still going to be within it, and they know all the teams they've just been firing onto. Northern Lights should be able to gatekeep a little bit as well. Besiktas still just about holding on to their compound.
Powerful now getting knocked on the edge there as well. They need to make a way, somehow clear pathway into the, anywhere into the circle here. You see, I think Broxel immediately, yep, going on the vehicle trying to get away while the rest is coming in on his teammate. And they have a tough task at hand, making their way out from this one.
Utility having to be used here. They're well aware of LXG's position. The nade's just not getting far enough yet. Fuse did a great job of holding on. He got the knocks in, but wasn't able to just flush all the kills out. A lot was stolen away from him.
Right now, 9 of 13 teams are not inside the circle. It's going to be really, really hard for these guys to maneuver in, and also mainly because the entire south side of the circle is where you have Northern Lights team. They're in the compound there. You cannot go down that hill. It's a huge valley, huge dip that you can't play from. Pixel gets taken out by Fuse, and LXG coming in from the south side here, starting to look alive, but they still have a lot of fights ahead of them before they get to the circle.
How long can they stay alive? It's all good looking alive. But Inside Games well aware of what you're trying to achieve here. And also taking extra damage from elsewhere. I believe that's Zen. No, Zen onto Ghost Star. Zen are just fighting onto everyone. It's Gamerlegion. Hamster, he was found by Clip. They have a little 1v1 fight between each other.
Finally, it comes to an end. Cliff gets the win in that one, but he still has a tough rotation to cross over the road, and it's not going to happen. He's going to go out to the blue. K23 were sitting in the warehouse for the longest time, but now LXG and Inside Games are squaring off yet again, and it's all Ostrolovac left remaining.
So many nades going out. Zambeek surviving by the skin of his teeth. Spyro wanting to try and push up into this. Ostrolovac's just over the corner. He doesn't spot him out first, but Inside Games still get eliminated. Solid stuff. His teammate was there to back him up, and they get the job done.
9 kills for LXG so far this game. Really good performance. They've been forced to fight on the southern edges throughout the entirety of this, and they still have 3 players alive. Really impressive efforts for them to stay put for as long as they have. Hey, Simsy.
Oh! He knew there was no hope of him trying to avoid that. Can he avoid any of the other ones? No, he can't. Besiktas under pressure, as are Powerful. And Powerful, they have just been hurt by Northern Lights and Zen over and over again.
And this is the thing, these guys have been staying put for as long as they have, and they still are not inside placement points. So if you haven't racked up the kills already, now's your time to do so, because a lot of these teams won't have anywhere to go once that next circle pops.
It seems like LXG want to go and try and challenge a little bit closer towards Besiktas. The new circle pops, and it's roughly center, still a bit more favored over towards the west, but the only compound that is inside of this, at least the sizable one, is the one that Zen is currently occupying. Maxazor has a 1 house to fight from. Just White's in a similar style of position, and everyone else is going to have to move on out into the open.
You can see Nate's flying down forward towards Readers. He'll be able to stay put for now, though. She got her 2 teammates up inside the compound, but they aren't really able to, at least for now, help out that much. Besiktas trying to run up the hill, and now they might just be running in towards LXG. The shots are coming up the hill. Spiro shot down towards, I believe, one of the Northern Lights players, and that should alert Tomil that he has players above him.
Now we need a home. They're in a good spot overall on the standings, but they haven't had the best Miramar games in that sense.
Yeah, it has been tricky. It has been tricky. And now we'll see if they can get things going here as they make that inevitable push up towards Besiktas. 2 guys are down up close, and you have Tomil trying to hold the longer range, get the overview of what's going on around him here. 5 nades in the hands of Poldera. What can he get done here? But now Tomil, he wants to build his teammates, but there's also pressure coming from behind.
Really nicely held there from Ultra. He had a lot of pressure put towards him. They've also going out, and we need a home. They're going to go down. Besiktas, they're doing all the damage once again.
But it's not over yet. They still have another team to deal with right up and above them, and Northern Lights are pushing in towards them as well. We see Powerful go out, get eliminated in 9th place, I believe. And now Fuse up here. 9 kills so far, fair 3v3. Who can get this one? Ultra down already, and that's just White from the side getting himself one, but they take casualty in return.
Fuse was trying to flank them for the longest time, waiting for the opportune moment to strike, but instead he waits too long and he will be finished off. Sneaky Slayer trying to work his way around, goes up close and personal, sprays into him. Maybe a little bit too close and personal though, as LXG find themselves going down in 8th.
Third party fiesta on our hands right now. Oh my god, that nade just above the ridge line there. Could have been a double kill. Besiktas got themselves a couple of kills so far. 6 make that. Still have 2 players up. Ultra was knocked just before, and I don't think there's going to be any reses coming in towards him. Circle is too close. Now Tunnel being by himself. Gets himself the first headshot. He still has Deep to work with. And you can see their wins. You can see the constant moving around, and he gets himself one more off of it.
Tormil, you absolute beauty. That's the way you get the job done. Playing off the rid lines perfectly there. He's got one more player to find. He will be trying to finish off the deep as well, but Perfectix throwing the grenades up, and that's a nice one. Can he get the second one in? No, he can't, because Paige is going to be sat there saying, nope, you poke out into the open, I'm still going to take these shots at you, buddy.
There's just nothing you can do in that scenario. Nade right on the money. Tummel might be able to get rest up here. But as you can see right there, the nades mean they're just a magnet. The way that they can fall down on towards him. I don't think Perfectix has any more of them, fortunately. I said one more been thrown in the direction. That could have been a kill coming in there. T-Bone, again, getting knocks. Haven't really seen him getting a lot of finish offs yet. But knocks are coming in. Avangar trying to stay put here as well.
And Avangar, top 6 with 2 alive. They were 2 alive when there were still 15 teams remaining.
Yep. They have made it work. They have made it work so far. Still got 5 bullets left in the AWM as well.
Maxwell wants to make great use of every single one of them.
But off of a rough first game for Zoekt Een Naam with 0 points today and some rough games yesterday as well, this is a game they need. I don't think they have that many kills so far, Zoekt Een Naam, as again they have been in a position where they haven't really been able to get a lot of finish offs. But here, they have a chance. 4 guys alive, only 4 main teams still up. They can get good things going in this one.
And this is the time where they've got to really pick their fights. Page out in the open, more shots come out towards him, but Snoopy can't quite land them from that position. Vatsku's going to be under pressure here from the Northern Lights. Okay, bro. Perfectus is there, but he's not close enough really to help out, so it means Oko Rage is going to instantly go down. No problems at all as Snoopy lands a nice nade. That's going to cause a lot of problems out here. More kills coming in as well. Snoopy's not done yet. Both teams lading out constantly here, and Seekorg go out in 6.
Just 2 players up, but they know how to deal the damage and they know where to throw the nades too. You see T-Bone and Zoekt Een Naam, they're making their rotation on out now. Now that they knew that the Seekorg team had to move. Page, stop that vehicle. Don't want to let it run down that hillside. That's all the cover that you have.
Good amount of smoke stove for Zen to use as they're going to hold on to this edge. They still have Perfectix to find though. Nade goes out pretty much on the money. He just about manages to escape it. He hides by the rock. He ducks back down, but it's only a matter of time before they finish him off.
See, pushing around this side now, just waiting for when Ival gets himself the finish off. An 8 kills now for Zoekt Een Naam. They did lose Vasco in the compound just before Tummel goes out as well. It's going to be Besiktas out in 4th place. But K23 once again in the top alongside Avangar here. 2v2v3. Zoekt Een Naam has the high ground, but what's going to happen here? Max is sorry, got 4 bullets. That's 4 potential knocks coming in for you. It's a gold gnome as well. Gives 10 extra aim.
If only it did. Maxwell certainly doesn't need any extra aim. He's got it all. He's got tons of it.
He doesn't even need weapons. They're just running around.
Back down the hill. Chill out for a bit. Take some more control.
Well, that level 3 gear, though, we have seen T-Bone land a lot of headshots so far. That could potentially deny a knock coming in with a headshot on the Car 98. That could be the difference maker for them. Because if they shoot at the same time, then Max's soul stays alive and T-Bone gets knocked, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Page knows exactly where they are, but Maxwell hits the 81 damage. Shot looks to do some more, but it's Snoopy who are going for the finish off. Page has 35 health to work with now, and it is quickly tipping down. If they can get a nade off against him, no, Drag's going to steal it away, which now alerts Avangar to say, wait a second, where did you guys poke up from?
See, just wide as well down by the shack there. He has a good off-angle position, but I think Snoopy might just have caught a glimpse of him.
2 versus 2 versus 2 now. Then lost their big lead.
Yeah, and Zoekt Een Naam has to push down the hill. That's the tricky part. You saw Ivo try to make his way down before then. Page tried to do the same thing. He ended up getting killed because of it. Now for T-Bone and Ivo, they really have to play this one smart. It's a really tricky terrain to maneuver around in. And they have a position here just exactly inside the circle. But for anyone else, I mean, we know it's going to end on the dot. It's going to end pretty much where Snoopy is right now. How in the universe do you get down there?
This is still anyone's game. Difference in terrain and heights. Molotov going out as well. Nice nade onto Ival. T-Bone going to struggle to help his teammate out here. The smokes are down, and Snoopy is tapping away. More kills coming up here. And this is the only 2 members left alive of Avangar since 15 teams remaining. They've got 5 kills already, and they've just been a huge nuisance to Zen, who are looking to take a win here.
Right now, they're really banking on the fact that K23 are not peeking anything. Snoopy was completely exposed and throwing these nades up. He was jump throwing them up towards Zoekt Een Naam, and now shots are finally starting to come in from K23. K23, though, they're sitting that further down the list right now, and they need these placement points desperately.
T-Bone, though, could he be looking to do some huge heroics? He's being sprayed out here by K23. The moment he pokes out, Just White was ready for it.
See, all the focus is up the hill right now. Just White is looking up towards Zoekt Een Naam. They know that they will be the first players to be left out from the circle. Snoopy, as you said, you know what, I'm going to prone it here. I'm just going to wait for them. The circle is closing in already. And that's going to be a headshot on towards Greg Maxis. So ain't going to miss that one. One more bullet left for Maxis all to work with.
Oh, and he missed it off the T-Bone, but it doesn't matter as K23 will find themselves getting eliminated now. And now it's up to Snoopy to go on the hunt here. Max is also going to be able to give him some backup. They know exactly where T-Bone is. The spray comes in. The headshot is landed. And Avangar, with 2 players alive from 15 teams remaining, take a win and get 7 kills. This is just Avangar doing what they do best. It doesn't matter if there's just 1 player left alive. They still believe in getting the job done. And that's exactly what they just came and did.